is John Hansen. I'm the planning director here in Dartmouth.
Minor shift eliminates any alteration of the wetlands while preserving all other aspects.
Started out graduating from Rutgers University with a degree in environmental planning and design. And from there, I was a consultant for URS Corporation, an environmental consulting firm. And my first municipal job was with the town of Narragansett, Rhode Island. From there, I went to North Kingstown. And most recently, I was in Seekonk, Massachusetts for the last 7 years. Some of the notable projects that I worked on in Seekonk include the site plan review bylaw that was passed soon after I applied for the job and was awarded it. Also oversaw the implementation of our open space and residential design bylaw, which is basically a cluster design subdivision bylaw. And I would say the most proudest moment in Seekonk was an affordable housing project that I worked on with Habitat for Humanity, where we were able to have a collaboration with the town on some tax title land, and we're able to build a house for a member of our community. I decided to pursue this opportunity here in Dartmouth because I feel like this town has a lot to offer for a planner. Looking at the South Coast community, which is where I live, I would think that this is the pinnacle for planners in the region that are looking for a city type of atmosphere. There's a host of resources here, from academic resources, cultural resources, academic open space resources, and a lot of economic development opportunities here. And I feel that my background would be well suited here, and I could learn a lot for my growth here in the community, and hopefully be here for a long time to come. One of the largest challenges that I faced there in Seekonk, a place that I learned a lot from, was how to do proper outreach in the town. And as with anything, you learn from your mistakes, and certainly what I would consider one of the failures that we had in Seekonk was trying to adopt the scenic roads bylaw and not doing the proper outreach. So we learned from that experience. I think we demonstrated that when we did a master plan update back in 2012, where we had several outreach meetings, both with the community as a whole, and then dialing down to a neighborhood level, and we did outreach community meetings there as well. So I think that those experiences will help me here in Dartmouth, as I expect we'll be looking to do a similar update to our master plan, considering that it is almost 8 years old at this point. I would say my transition here is pretty typical of coming into a new job. It's a whirlwind as you first come into a job, meeting a lot of new people, trying to learn the regulations, which I still am. I think there's a silver lining in this winter, as we haven't had a whole host of new applications coming in. So I think that has helped with the transition, and I expect that during this time when I've been reviewing the master plan and I'm currently reviewing the zoning bylaws, that I'll be better suited for the challenges upcoming in the spring, when I'm sure people will be itching to get back outside and get the projects up and running, whether they're commercial or residential. The planning board laid out a priority list in late 2014, which was passed down to me, and they included the adoption of a site plan review bylaw and a sign bylaw. As I stated previously, the site plan review bylaw was something that we worked on and got passed soon after I was hired in that town, and I believe that the sign bylaw is something that will be the second item on our priority list. We've enlisted the services of Serped to help with that. I've had experience with drafting sign bylaws as well in Seekonk, and I believe that we will look at other priorities going forward in 2015, such as updating the master plan, as it usually takes a number of years to do your outreach and formulate what your vision is for the community, and updating any numbers from the last census. So I would think that would rise to the level of making it to our priority list. Well, certainly our growth, both on the residential side and the commercial side, will lead to challenges. From a land use perspective, we're going to continue having to strike a balance between our economic development and our open space preservation. with the growth in the commercial sector, namely the office industrial areas to the north of 195, will have transportation challenges as would be expected, and we'll need to work with the folks up at Mass DOT and Department of Public Works to see how we can mitigate any impacts from those developments. I would say that with an aging population, we'll certainly face the challenges of required affordable housing necessary as people get on fixed incomes once they retire. That will need to be addressed. I've already spoken about the open space and the economic development balance. I would say the final issue, looking at the master plan, we'll need to better identify what public facilities and services need to either be updated or maintained going forward, again with our aging population. I think that our build-out analysis is something that needs to be looked at. With having GIS skill sets, it's one thing that I've already begun to look at. I think that our residential neighborhoods, there still are some opportunities for growth there. I don't see that declining. Maybe the rate of growth will be less than what it's been in the past. In terms of the commercial growth, you're probably going to see more of a redevelopment than a new development approach from the developers in the commercial sector, namely in the Route 6 corridor and the Faunce Corner area going up north and south of 195. Just that I'm an avid runner and a hiker, and I look forward to utilizing many of the great open spaces that exist here in Dartmouth.